What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. If anybody did not know that Vince McMahon said, "Fuck you, NXT is really dead," after New Year's Eve when Braun Breaker broke the big gold X in the middle.
Bro. Fuck Vince McMahon.
He said,
I told y'all he was going to check out.
Regal, Road Dogg, oh, you didn't know? They got released along with a couple other names. Mm-hmm. Timothy Thatcher, Danny Burch, and got fired twice. I bet that's on your resume. Samoa Joe.
Poor man.
Look, after hearing that news, I'm just like, if you are Norman Smiley, why?
You probably going to.
No, that's what Triple H got. I would just leave. I would just leave. Why even wait? Why even wait for the news?
Scotty tried to see it. He was like, "Oh, I see what's going on. I'm about to leave myself." So he just left.
That's Scotty tried. Yeah, exactly. You're like, no, I'm not sitting here work. No, they got rid of Hunter. No, I'm going. And if I'm Norman Smiley or anybody else part of that team, Norman Smiley and Matt Bloom, why are they even still there? Start walking. Because the writing's on the wall. Your job is coming. There is no security for you if you are associated with the black and gold, because Shawn Michaels is the only one he can get. He's Shawn Michaels. Nobody. They're not gonna get rid of Shawn Michaels.
They're probably just gonna move him back. They're gonna shuffle him.
Yeah, put it back on that Legends deal. Mm-hmm. The end. But when it comes to NXT, no, they're not doing this. Oh my God! I was just like, when I heard the news about them firing William Regal, and I said, That was NXT's commissioner. He was an on-screen role for the Black and Gold. He was known for doing the War Games. It's War Games, all that stuff.
Come on, bro.
And that was a Triple H guy. I'm just like, when they got rid of him, I'm just like, oh my God. It's almost like, I'm gonna talk about this, okay? The other day I was watching Inside the NBA,
mm-hmm.
and we know Zion got this, this weight problem going on.
Yeah.
And Charles Barkley made a good point. He said, there is no veterans that's in the back to help get you to that next point. He said, Moses Malone called me fat.
Mm-hmm.
And it really upset him, but it was Moses Malone. We know Hall of Fame Moses Malone. And it made Barkley get up in shape and become one of the greatest players, power forwards ever played the game.
For like 2 years.
What are you talking about? Barkley was good.
I'm talking about the in shape part.
Okay, the shit, yeah. Well, hold on. Barkley, from like that late 80s going into Phoenix, was in real good shape. Well, he was real heavy in the beginning of the 60s, but he was still balling, you know what I'm saying? But that's what he was saying. The oldest person on the Pelicans is what, 25?
Really?
26? Yeah, they're a young team.
Damn.
And he said, and it's also hard to tell somebody.
It's probably 27, maybe.
Yeah. He said it's hard to tell somebody who is Zion Williamson,
mm-hmm.
who made the All-Star team in his first year, his rookie year, that, if you don't drop some, you need to drop some of the weight, or you need to get yourself kind of in shape, stuff like that, where you don't have that kind of veteran presence telling you that.
Yeah.
That's how I look at NXT. Even though I know you're trying to move away from the indie stuff, but I mean, these people have been in the company, WWE style.
This is still developmental to some degree.
For years, and I'm like, when you got guys to look up to, it's like Bruce Pritchard and Vince are not the easy guy to call to. You're not going. These people in NXT are not going to be, as Vince calls, grabbing the brass ring to go up there and to go to his office and demand that. Well, you know what? I think this need to. They're not doing that.
No, they're not.
Not on NXT roster. But you need to have Bruce Pritchard. No, I'm sorry, Brother Love, but Bruce Pritchard's not the guy I'm going to. Dusty Rhodes is dead. But if I need to go to somebody for advice or to help teach the people, like when it comes to him or Norman Smiley or Matt Bloom, all the guys Triple H had in there, it's like this. Triple H knew people who knows wrestling.
But see, this is the thing. Who knows what?
Wrestling.
We don't say that word here.
No, we don't.
So, I don't care how much you know wrestling. I'm going to just bring these guys in. Y'all put on matches and make sure you entertain people. They don't care.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
What is this W word y'all keep mentioning? I never heard it before.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
They don't care about that.
They don't. But even still, just having that veteran presence in the locker room. Mm-hmm. Like now, it's like almost you're getting rid of all the older guys.
That's the point. He made it clear. There's a few things we not doing. We not getting no more indie guys, and we not getting no more old women that I can't ogle at. That's it. Because that's what that is.
Yeah, I get it. It just sucks. And with losing like somebody like William Regal in the back for all William Regal has done with that company, in WWE and with NXT, it's a blow.
Yeah,
it's a blow. And I'm sitting thinking like, now I know Prime wasn't a big fan of Timothy Thatcher, but I was like, but the reason why he's gone because they already got Andre Chase. So, I'm like, I like the Timothy Thatcher version of what Andre Chase's character is better than Andre Chase, but that was once again,
now, I'll be honest. I'm surprised that Gulak still has a job there.
Same.
I mean, I won't be surprised because after WrestleMania they're gonna give more releases, but
there's gonna be more people that go.
But even with that, still, I'm like, as we were looking through the roster the other day,
mm-hmm.
it is very thinning people down.
It's bare bones.
All this release and stuff like that, yeah, but after a while, you're not going to have a stable enough roster. It's different if you're building up the next line of talent to come up and do that. You're not doing that. You're not building up people to take the spots of the people that you have released.
You are asking a lot from what you just said. I don't think that Nick Khan knows how all this works. He is just coming in and streamlining things without realizing, okay, we got to have something. We got to have things that we can do in the reserve. We got to have enough people here to make sure this runs. And then what's going to happen is he's going to get it down to bare bones to the point where they're going to creative is already not tip top. All right, they're going to write themselves into a corner like they always do, and they're going to start firing them too. And then it's going to be like, okay, now you at the minimum you could be to operate. And then when stuff is wrong, I don't know what happened. I don't know why it didn't work out, because y'all are not really running this like you should be. It's one thing to have a bloated roster and you have to get rid of some folks who really are just sitting back and catering. It's another thing to be like, all right, well, you just rolling with the punches type of deal. Because who is going to say, people age out automatically of NXT now. I don't know how it's going to work. But there's nobody back there to sign off on them and be like, okay, I think you're ready. They'll just be like, after 2 years, you go up to the main roster, whether you ready or not. Then what?
It still sucks that he lost a job. It sucks that Samoa Joe lost a job. Which
I'm upset for Samoa Joe. I would want to fight somebody if I was Samoa Joe. I'm being honest. You got to run me a fair one in the parking lot.
I get it. I get Samoa Joe was injury prone because Samoa Joe is older. He's not the Impact or TNA version of Samoa Joe that we got when Kurt Angle first got there.
And he's trying to go somewhere else and wrestle too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, but there were matches like Joe's hottest year, where they missed the ball, was that 2016 Great Balls of Fire, when they could have put the championship and they could have him beat Brock and put the championship on him. Mm-hmm. That was Joe's best chance. And I know they were trying to get him a match between him and Cena, which I thought would have been cool. And after that, they just missed the boat with Joe. I started liking Samoa Joe commentary.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I started really liking him. He grew on me. I was like, oh, thank God I ain't got to talk to Byron. Listen to Byron Saxton. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like listening to Samoa Joe. I like somebody who can bring some hip and cultural stuff into commentary. And that sounds so fucking wooden. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It's not Byron fucking Saxton. And I'm like, I enjoy it, but then
tell us you don't like Byron Saxton.
And even bringing it back to NXT, I'm like, he fits the black and gold, but he don't fit the new NXT. So I knew it was a matter of time because it wasn't going to call him back up to the main roster. Hell no. He's too injury prone to do anything. Because if you do, I said there have been many times where Joe has tried. They have tried to do a program with Joe. Joe has gotten injured, and they had to switch up the program. That's annoying. It's kind of like with Jeff Hardy and the drug thing.
Yeah.
It's like every time they try to do something with Jeff Hardy, they make plans, something happens, and then all of a sudden they gotta switch off their plans. This happened with Jeff Hardy multiple times. Just like it's to say that it happened with Samoa Joe, unfortunately, multiple times. So I knew the writing was on the wall for that, but just the William Regal thing caught me off guard. Road Dogg, and I'm just like, oh my God, well, that's the Triple H guy, and he's gone. And like I said, I'm like, just get rid of the whole team and just put your own team in there.
That's what they're doing.
You know,
it might suck, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know whose team they gonna put in. I don't know what kind of people they gonna put in there, but it really pisses me off. Like to the point, like I hope one of your both pictures is true. I'm fine. I hope he really walks out. First of all, we haven't even heard from this man.
Yeah.
We have not heard from Triple H.
He came out the hospital and they stuffed that man in the closet. Okay.
Like I don't even know how holiday dinners are going right now, and it's like and part of me wants to hear like I want to hear him just raw. I don't want to because he still works for the company. That's still his father-in-law. That's still his wife. What we want him to say, he ain't gonna say.
Heck no. Even if he leave, he ain't saying nothing.
I said, but I just wanted to just take this go inside Triple H's head for one night and just be like, what is going on? How is this man feeling about all this stuff that's happening? You know, he just sees the world around him just crumbling. This is the official end of NXT. They just put they just put the the whole just it sucks. Prime.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to get your because I know you say the usual stuff, but just to hear Regal, you knew what was happening. But I just wanted to get your your just thoughts on about it because it is a stupid situation.
It's very, very stupid. But it's Vince. What can you say? Vince wants to be right all the time. All the time.
So do you think they get rid of? I should ask for the poll prediction. Do you think they get rid of NXT completely this year?
Nah, they gonna do 3.0.
I don't know if they'll do. Honestly,
I think it leaves USA.
I was going to say it's not going to. It's going to leave TV. If anything, it'll go to Peacock, and they'll thin out the roster even further. Like anybody who doesn't get over immediately the way they wanted them to will be gone. And it'll be a bonus type of main event show on Peacock again before they do that. Because they already know he's already pissed about the whole thing with AEW even still surviving in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I'm quite sure if you can't have a developmental type of environment when you have no one to develop talent. So at this point, it really is just a third brand that y'all probably don't really want to be bothered with, but it's already established, so you can't just get rid of it. Mm-hmm. So, not being the great wrestling minds that you guys are, I don't know exactly how it would play out, but I could definitely see them going back to Peacock if 2.0 doesn't work out the way they expect it to, especially for USA. Because if it's not bringing in, what it really boils down to is, if it's not bringing enough viewers for them to for it to make sense for them to be paying out ad money and all that jazz, they're not going to if I can't think because it's late, but if they're not getting enough viewers to recoup the money that is being put into ads, rather, then it's not going to be worth they'll run the contract, of course. Yeah. And then USA would be like, we don't want to renew. And if that happens, now, if USA comes to them and say they don't want to renew before they can be like, we're going to shut it down, he might just end NXT just for shits and giggles. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's dead. I think NXT, the brand itself, is dead. Y'all can kick all the black and gold X's you want. If y'all don't show and prove, ain't nobody gonna have a job.
Norman, Matt Bloom, run. Get out of there.
I don't know if they'll do it, because they know the writing's on the wall. They know if they go and ask to be released, they might do some petty shit.
Have the band play as the ship going down.
They still got people coming into the PC though, so maybe I don't know, unless they're gonna bring in whole new coaches. There's still people actively coming into the Performance Center.
Yeah, but
they're gonna get brand new coaches. They're gonna be like Shanky and
to Veer
Boogs, Rick Boogs, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, they'll get rid of Norman Smile. Come on, Big Wiggle. Hey, I was a fan of Norman Smile. Okay, I'm sorry.